my friends, K-drama devotees, dreamers who believe that a single story can change everything. Welcome. Tonight, we aren't just talking about a television show. We are stepping into a portal. A portal that opens in the grand, candlelit courts of the Joseon dynasty and spits you out, disoriented and gasping, into the blinding neon heartbeat of modern-day Seoul. The vessel for this journey is a phenomenon, a cultural juggernaut that has, in a matter of weeks, set screens ablaze across the globe. I am talking, of course, about the magnificent, chaotic, and utterly addictive masterpiece that is my Royal Nemesis. So, find a comfortable seat. Let the lights dim in your mind. Allow me to be your guide for the next 20 minutes as we peel back the layers of this 14-episode limited series, a show that is equal parts historical epic, side-splitting comedy, heart-wrenching romance, and profound philosophical meditation on fate versus free will. This is more than a review. This is a celebration of a story that reminds us why we fall in love with K-dramas in the first place. The premise, a soul swap wrapped in a jade hairpin. Let us begin where all great stories do, with a death, or rather, an execution. Picture the Joseon court, a place of rigid hierarchy and whispered conspiracies. Here, we meet her, a woman who clawed her way from nothing to become the king's most favored consort. She is elegant, cunning, and feared in equal measure. Her crime? In the shadowy corridors of royal power, she was accused of conspiracy, of plotting to murder the queen and the crown prince. Her sentence is as cold as it is final, death by poison, a forced drink of shame. But this is no ordinary execution, for she is no ordinary woman. As the toxic liquid burns through her veins, she does not scream, she does not beg. Instead, a knowing, defiant smirk flickers across her lips. And in that moment, reality shatters. Her soul, this indomitable force of nature, is ripped from its dying vessel and hurtled 300 years into the future. This is not a random cosmic accident. It is a meticulously orchestrated gamble, triggered by a mystical artifact, a jade hairpin, that bridges the chasm between two worlds. When her eyes snap open again, she is no longer Kong Dan Shim, the villainess of Joseon. She is staring out from the tear-streaked face of Shin Seo-ri, a struggling, unknown actress in the year 2026. This, my friends, is the engine of my Royal Nemesis, a brilliant, high-octane fusion of fantasy, comedy, and romance conceived by the visionary screenwriter Kang Hyun-ju and brought to life by the masterful direction of Han Tae-sip. The show doesn't tiptoe around its absurdity, it grabs it by the lapels and sprints. One moment, Dan Shim is being forced to drink poison on a period drama set. The next, she's fighting off her co-stars because she genuinely believes she's still moments from execution. It's this breathtaking pace, this refusal to waste a single second, that grabs you by the throat from the very first frame and simply refuses to let go. Two worlds collide, the fish-out-of-water comedy. Now, imagine waking up 3 centuries later. The world you knew is gone, replaced by roaring metal carriages, small glowing rectangles that people talk into, and a dizzying array of flashing lights. This is the comedic goldmine that my Royal Nemesis exploits with surgical precision. The show devotes, by its own ingenious design, 80% of its energy to this modern-day chaos. Our protagonist's journey of adaptation is, quite simply, a comedic symphony. We watch, helpless with laughter, as this 18th-century Confucian woman, who once commanded servants with a flick of her wrist, now finds herself utterly bewildered by a smartphone. She treats modern traffic like a cavalry charge, and her attempts to navigate celebrity culture and capitalism are pure, unadulterated joy. But the true genius lies in her voice. She doesn't lose her aristocratic spine. Oh no, she unleashes it. In a moment that has already achieved legendary meme status online, she confronts a modern-day rival with a thunderous, perfectly enunciated, "How dare you wag your filthy tongue?" Viewers online instantly dubbed it the Jang Hui Bin possession meme, and the response was explosive. She is a woman out of time, and yet, her ferocity, her unbreakable sense of self, makes her a force that the 21st century is utterly unprepared for. From becoming a home shopping model to binging classic dramas to master modern acting, her adaptation is a masterclass in comedic fish-out-of-water storytelling. But laughter, as we will see, is only the first act of a much deeper drama. The monster of capitalism, enter the nemesis. Of course, every great nemesis needs a formidable opponent, and this drama delivers one in spades. Enter Cha Se-gye, portrayed with smoldering intensity by Hyo Nam-joon. He is not the warm, gentle K-drama lead who wins you over with boyish charm. No, Se-gye is a third-generation chaebol heir, a man the world knows as a monster created by capitalism. He's a hot-tempered CEO who breaks things and shouts at employees. A man whose public image is a storm of viral videos and deepfakes. Their first meeting is nothing short of iconic. A near-fatal car collision on a rain-slicked Seoul street. But instead of a meet-cute, we get a verbal duel. She, still wearing the haughty pride of a royal consort, looks him straight in the eye, a grave offense in her era, and essentially dismisses him as a low-born brute. He, in turn, sees a deranged, oddly dressed woman who has just walked in front of his car. This is the moment the enemies to lovers dynamic is not just introduced. It's locked, loaded, and aimed directly at our hearts. Hyo Nam-joon's performance is a high-wire act. He is calculating, cold, and a little bit scary, yet there are these small, beautiful cracks in his icy facade. He tries to manipulate her with business propositions, offering to buy her contract at the lowest price before delisting and sell you at the highest. Yet he finds himself worrying about her flushed cheeks and questioning his own unplanned protective impulses. Fans of Hyo Nam-joon have been waiting for him to land a defining lead role, and this is it. He holds his own against Lim Ji-yeon's hurricane of a performance, and that, in itself, is a formidable achievement. The Queen of Chaos, Lim Ji-yeon's magnum opus. We must pause here, right in the center of our journey, to pay homage to the woman who binds this beautiful chaos together. Lim Ji-yeon, fresh from her terrifying and iconic turn in The Glory, has not just taken on a new role, she has undergone a complete and total metamorphosis. This is her first full-scale comedic gamble, and she bets everything. What she delivers is nothing short of extraordinary. Her character, Shin Seo-ri, possessed by Dan Shim, is a character of 1,000 faces, and Lim Ji-yeon paints each one with breathtaking precision. One moment, she is unleashing a thrilling, crowd-pleasing action sequence, swiftly defeating a group of thugs who dared attack her grandmother's restaurant with precise strikes and flawless landings. A scene she hilariously credits to an episode of a classic Korean drama. The next, she is breaking your heart with a single, vulnerable glance that reveals the terrified woman beneath the queenly armor. Critics have run out of superlatives. Her performance has been described as magnetic, goosebump-inducing, and the engine that turns a potentially cartoonish premise into a layered, emotionally resonant masterpiece. She does comedy, she does heartbreak, she does fierce and terrifying, sometimes all within the same scene, and she makes it look completely effortless. As one reviewer perfectly captured, a lot of dramas live or die by their female lead. This one is thriving. She is the gravity that holds the show's wild orbit in perfect, mesmerizing alignment. Shadows of the past, a conspiracy across centuries. But let us not be fooled by the laughter. Beneath the sparkling surface of this romantic comedy lies a dark, swirling undercurrent of a deeply compelling mystery. Because Dan Shim's soul didn't just travel through time. It brought its baggage, and its enemies, with it. The show masterfully weaves its 20% of historical footage into a vital, breathing part of the modern-day narrative. The mystery unfolds through characters like Choi Moon-do, played with a chilling, calculated duality by Jang Sung-jo. He is Cha Se-gye's distant relative, a man with a gentle exterior that conceals a cold, ruthless ambition. His connection to Dan Shim's past is not random, it's visceral. There are powerful, menacing scenes where he corners Shin Seo-ri and offers to guarantee her future, leaving viewers with the chilling, goosebump-raising sense that their adversarial connection is a feud that has been burning for 300 years. And then there are the flashbacks. The haunting image of a masked man in Joseon-era garb holding a sword to Dan Shim's neck, an image that teases a much deeper, more tortured bond between the leads that dates back to their past lives. These aren't just villains in suits. They are reincarnated players in a deadly game that began in the royal court, a game of power, betrayal, and unfinished business that fate has cruelly restarted. The art of falling in love like it's war. Now, let's talk about the heart of the matter, the romance. And this is not a gentle, blossoming love. No, the tagline for the show describes it perfectly, a volatile, war-like romance. This is a love story that unfolds between verbal grenades and emotional airstrikes. The push and pull between Seo-ri and Se-ji-hye is a masterclass in romantic tension. Their dialogue is sharp, flirty, and endlessly quotable. He tries to maintain a cold, businesslike facade, but his actions betray him. He rushes to her aid at a police station. He notices she lives in a windowless room. He is fiercely allergic to dogs, yet when she gives him a stray puppy as a thank-you gift, he reluctantly, hilariously, begins cohabiting with it. And then, just when the misunderstandings and tension become almost unbearable, the show detonates a scene of pure, heart-stopping emotion. In a climactic moment, Seo-ri, her voice trembling with pent-up agony, finally breaks. "When you look at me with those eyes, how can I not misunderstand?" And Se-ji-hye, dropping all pretense, shatters her world with a simple, devastating reply. "What if it is not a misunderstanding?" He then pulls her into a powerful, long-awaited embrace, a moment that sent ratings soaring and left viewers utterly breathless. This is the kind of romance the show delivers. Earned, explosive, and deeply, deeply satisfying. Beyond the leads, a flawless ensemble. A drama of this magnitude is never built by its leads alone, and my Royal Nemesis boasts an ensemble cast that is, quite simply, flawless. Every supporting character adds a vital color to the narrative tapestry. There's the grandmother, Nam Ok-soon, played by the legendary Kim Hae-suk, who serves as Seo-ri's only family and provides the story's profound emotional anchor. There's the top star and ultimate industry rival, Yoon Ji-hyo, played with deliciously icy charisma by Lee Se-hee, whose tense face-offs with Seo-ri, including a nearly slap that Seo-ri catches with the predatory gaze of a Joseon queen, are scenes of pure dramatic electricity. There's Yoon Byung-hee, nailing every single role he takes on right now, playing Cha Se-ji-hye's long-suffering but loyal right-hand man, Sun Jae-chan. And then you have scene stealers like Kim Min-suk, who brings unexpected warmth and laughs as a job-seeking neighbor. This drama understands that the world feels real because the people who populate it feel real, each one adding depth, humor, and a touch of unpredictable magic. A feast for the senses, vision, and sound. A story this rich deserves a presentation that is equally sumptuous, and my Royal Nemesis delivers on a cinematic scale. The production design is a breathtaking feat of contrasts. The Joseon-era flashbacks are painted in a palette of rich, deep, regal colors, every frame dripping with the weight of history and forbidden ritual. Then, with a swift, sleek transition, we are thrown into the crisp, hyper-modern glass and steel canyons of modern Seoul, a world of luxury penthouses and stark, high-tech offices. The two timelines have completely distinct visual personalities, a testament to the director's meticulous vision. And what is a K-drama without its soundtrack? The OST of my Royal Nemesis is the emotional narrator of the story, whispering the things the characters cannot say. The first part, featuring the track Anyway by Namjoon, set the stage on premiere day. But it was the second release that truly captured the show's soul. On May 16th, Young K of the beloved band Day 6 lent his voice to the hauntingly beautiful Season of Us. This music isn't just background noise. It's the sound of hearts colliding, the melody of a love that has traveled 3 centuries to find its home. The meaning behind the chaos, a modern allegory. But for all its surface-level fun, my Royal Nemesis has a much deeper, more resonant truth to tell. At its core, this is a story about the rewriting of a woman's narrative, literally. The show cleverly uses its fantasy setup to challenge how history remembers powerful women. Dan Shim discovers that in the modern world, her historical legacy is not that of a complex political survivor, but that of a one-dimensional, manipulative villainess erased from official narratives. This gives the drama a surprisingly poignant and even feminist texture. She is a woman who was branded a national seductress and condemned for her ambition, and she is now given a miraculous, impossible second chance. She gets to confront the false version of herself that history chose to preserve, and in doing so, she gets to reclaim her power on her own terms. This time, she will write her own story. This philosophical weight gives every comedic triumph and every romantic victory a much deeper, more soulful resonance. She is not just surviving. She is defying the very fabric of destiny. The verdict, a global sensation, is born. So, we arrive at the final and undeniable truth. My Royal Nemesis is not just a hit, it's a global sensation. The numbers tell a staggering story of success. Just 4 days after its release, it was officially a worldwide streaming hit, rocketing to the #1 spot on Netflix's global top 10 list for non-English TV shows. It proved the unassailable power of K-rom-coms by topping the charts in 24 individual countries, from Brazil to Taiwan, and crashing into the top 10 in a staggering 84 regions worldwide, including the United States and Spain. It was a historic achievement, becoming the first SBS Friday-Saturday drama to ever conquer that global weekly chart. Back home in South Korea, the ratings climbed with each passing episode, reaching a peak viewership of 7.8% for its fourth episode, a powerful testament to its ironclad grip on the weekend primetime audience. But beyond the numbers, the critical verdict is even more telling. Critics and audiences alike have embraced the series as a funny, stylish, and emotionally comforting fantasy drama, one that recalls the beloved charm of iconic hits like Mr. Queen while still carving out its own uniquely chaotic identity. As one review perfectly summarized, 3 episodes in, My Royal Nemesis feels like a gift. It is the rare drama doing everything right at the same time. It is, in the eyes of many, already a contender for the most irresistible streaming obsession of the year. The final curtain, why this story matters. And so, my friends, we arrive at the end of our journey. But as we know, a story like this one doesn't truly end. It echoes. My Royal Nemesis is more than the sum of its glorious, chaotic parts. It's an original script born purely from the imagination of writer Kang Hyun-ju, a fact that feels profoundly special in an era dominated by adaptations. It feels like a K-drama from a golden age, but with a sharp, modern soul, a story constructed with the confidence of a master architect. In a world that often feels fragmented, this show is a bridge. A bridge between past and present, between laughter and tears, between the rigid court of a long-dead king and the chaotic, vibrant streets of modern Seoul. It reminds us that a second chance is not just about changing your address or your clothes. It's about reclaiming your voice, seizing your destiny, and having the audacity to find love in the most unexpected, combative places. It is a tale of a villainess who became a heroine, not by becoming less ruthless, but by learning where to aim her power. So, if you haven't yet, I implore you, take the leap. Let Shin Seo-ri and Cha Se-gye into your life. Let their chaotic, beautiful, warlike love story remind you that sometimes, the person who drives you absolutely insane is the only one who can make you feel truly alive. And let the smirk of a Joseon queen, echoing across 300 years, be your guide through a world that is, in fact, a wonderful new world. Thank you.